So don't say any things that you don't want out on the internet.
Here's today's God Call with Reverend Bill.
I'd like you today to practice some gracious acceptance. I'm going to say a few things, and the response I want you to make in the quiet and comfort of your own mind is, well, thank you, it's true. Ready? You are absolutely wonderful, a gift and a delight. And you say, well, thank you, it's true. And I can then say, you are a way that God's bright light of love shines right here on earth. And you can say, well, thank you, it's true. And you know what? It is.
Good morning, you thought feeling. Starting with some blues. To bring some hope. And just like the river, I've been running ever since. It's been a long, long, long time coming. Yeah, but I know change is gonna come. Oh, yes it is. It's been too hard living, and I know what's out there beyond the clouds. I'm afraid to die, man. It's been a long, long, long time coming, yeah, but I know change is gonna come. Oh, yes it is. Yeah, there was a time where I come to my brother and I asked my brother, would you help me please? Yeah. He turned me down, and then I asked my dear mother, I said, Mother, Mother, I'm down on my knees. Well, it's been a time that I thought, Lord, this couldn't last for very long. But somehow I'm able to carry on. Well, it's been a long, long, long time, yeah, long time you're coming, but I know change is gonna come. Oh, yes it is. Oh, yes it is. Oh, yes it is.
Woo! Oh, thank you, Benjamin, and thank you, and good morning, New Thought, Philadelphia. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What a wonderful start to the morning today. Here we are. It's June. My goodness, June 2025. Where does the time go when you're having time? So you guys know the rules when we're on Zoom. Keep yourself muted so we can be orderly while we're not talking, and then of course unmute when we're going to share or when we're going to make a big old noise together. Let's do that now. Go ahead and unmute, and you can repeat after me. I open myself to love.
I
I
open
open
myself
myself
to
myself
love.
to love.
I open myself to joy.
I
I
open
I open
myself to
myself
joy.
to joy.
I open myself to June.
I
I
open
I open
open
myself to
myself
myself
to
to
June.
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 I know that good and summertime surround me now.
I
I know
know
that
that
good
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 and
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 good
summer
summertime
times
times
surround
around
surround
me
me
now.
me
right
now.
now.
And so it is.
And
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 so
so
it
it
so
is.
it
is.
is.
Ooh, okay, use that mute button one more time as I remind you that New Thought Philadelphia is an open and loving community of spiritual adventurers, welcoming each person to experience their divine nature in an empowering space of unconditional love. So, whatever path you've been on, whatever brought you to our Zoom today, wherever you're going next, we have been expecting you. And welcome home. Around here, we believe there's one power, love, intelligence, or force that creates everything, including each of us, and that we each use that same power, love, intelligence, or force to create our lives according to our beliefs. We like to say it around here, nice and short. Your new life begins with a new thought. If you have extra electronic devices that are going to disturb you in the next hour or so, go ahead and put them on shush or put them out the room so that we can focus on our connection with each other right here and right now. I'm Bill Marchiony, the spiritual director at New Thought Philadelphia. Our music is Benjamin Mora, switching hats. Usually he does technology for us, but this week he is doing music for us, and looking forward to much more of that. We have a couple of practitioners who are here today. Jesus Baez, RScP, is going to do a meditation in a little bit, and Breen Rourke, RScP, is going to do an opening prayer right now. Because if you don't start with a prayer, you haven't got a prayer.
This is true. Thank you, Bill. Good morning, everyone. Let's just take a moment to settle in to the awareness of that one power, one presence, the infinite field of potentiality, the divine spark of the universe. Think about that, the universe, the infinite, unlimited, ever expanding universe in which we live. Everything, everywhere, all the stars, every solar system, every planet, every form of life, everywhere, always is that one expressing itself in harmony, in order. So I know that this celebration is that divinity expressing. Each person here bringing their own unique individual beauty to this New Thought Philadelphia, which is also an expression of the one, because everything is. That's all there is to say. It's all that one. And I'm so very grateful for it. Grateful for this good, grateful for this time together, grateful for this celebration of love and beauty and joy and wonder. So with gratitude, I claim this good. I know it's expressing now, and I release this word into the law, knowing that it is so. And so it is.
So it is.
Yay, prayer. Why do we do prayer? Who knows? Who knows? Come on, you know. Because it works. Yay. So now is the time we'd like to hear about how prayer is working in your life. And we're real creative around here. We call it prayer work stories.
Clever.
So how is prayer working in your life? You can raise your hand. You can click your little digital. Tell us how prayer is working for you in your life. I've got a couple things queued up. Who else has prayer working or wants to share about how prayer is working? Tech. Hey, Tech.
Hey, hey. So, I just wanted to share that I think a tremendous prayer work story is our Finding Benjamin. Because, like, man, oh man, he's in Brazil. He was certainly a like a long shot in a sort of a way in the China find somebody to fill the role. And he's just like a 10 out of 10. Just so grateful, so awesome. Thank you.
I second that emotion.
Mhm.
Thank
Beautiful.
you very much, everybody. I will second that motion too, but the other way around. I'm really, really glad to be here with you. And not only in the music, but during the week. I'm really happy that this is going on, and I feel, I mean, you treat me just very kindly, and it's great working with Bill and being here every Sunday too. So yeah, thanks so much.
Thank you. So I've got a couple of things. One is I like plants. I have a lot of house plants. I propagate them and this and that. And I've been thinking off and on over the years about bonsai. And my son had said something to me about it because his girlfriend thought maybe I would like a bonsai tree. And I said, I've been thinking about it. And then that next weekend we were out somewhere and I saw you could get a giant sequoia, but it's this big. And sequoias are great for bonsai. So I got that. And then the windup is I've been scouring everywhere looking for types of trees and bushes that can be bonsai. And my neighbor around the corner has this beautiful red Japanese maple. And there's a little one that fell off and is growing. And I didn't just want to go up on her property and dig it up. And then I saw her one day and I was like, do you think I could? She's like, sure, have it. I'm like, also, you got these really cool orange azaleas. She goes, take some clippings. She goes, come here, let me show you this. Here's a tomato plant. You want that? Here's this other plant. You want that? Come over, get it, whatever you want. So that's it's more than I could ask for in getting. So now I've got you guys can come over and see it sometime. I've got dozens of little trees that will all become bonsai in about 10 years. And the other thing is, one of my granddaughters fell and broke her arm a couple weeks ago, and she had to be spend the night in the hospital and get surgery. Um, and she's doing great. The day she was in the hospital Sunday night, had surgery Monday, went home. Monday night, she went on stage at her middle school play because that was all she cared about. She went on stage with her cast on her arm and did a great job. From fear and worry about a little kid that breaks her arm to the show must go on. It's all prayer. It's all good. It's all God in action. So very grateful for it. William.
First of all, I want to tag on to what Dina said about Benjamin, because Benjamin is also doing our social media. So anything you see on Facebook or Instagram posted during the week is his work. And it has been amazing that I'll just send him a little bit of content, and what shows up is uniformly awesome. So yay to Benjamin. And I have another one for myself. Sometimes it takes a long time for a prayer work story to come about. It was years and years ago. I was at the Anton retreat. I was having a conversation with Martha Creek. And Martha's ministry is serving those who serve. She's spoken with us a few times. And she likes to understand what's going to be happening. So her concern was the succession plan for Emerson Institute. That's our credentialing organization. So when somebody becomes a practitioner, the credential comes from Emerson. That was founded 35 years ago by Angelo Pizzello and his wife Stella, and they've been running it ever since in Oakhurst, California. And they were getting old, and it was coming up time to retire. And Martha was the first one thinking about this. And so she said, I just want to make sure that there's something ready to happen. And I said, yes, we will make sure that there's something ready to happen when the time comes for them to hand the baton. And in the last week or two, it has become clear that it's time for them to pass the baton. To make a long story short, I am now a member of the Board of Trustees of the Emerson New Thought Center and on the Board of Regents for Emerson Institute, along with Robert Brzezinski. So prayer works, y'all.
It's great. Prayer does work, whether it's um, for healing, for right people showing up, for right opportunities. It's all good. Michelle, do you have your digital hand up?
And she's clapping.
Oh, it's a clapping. Yay. Well, you know what? Since you're on mute, you can go ahead and unmute And if ever people have their kazoos
I
ready.
did have my hand up for prayer works.
Oh, go ahead then.
And this just happened. Sometimes it takes a while and sometimes it's instantaneous. And I went to use my outdoor shower today, which usually has hot water, and it didn't. So I went to the hot water heater and the pilot light was off and I couldn't figure out how to turn it on. So I thought, and it's difficult for me to ask for help. So I thought, oh, well, I'll call the plumber tomorrow. I don't know what's going on. I thought I read the directions. And then my neighbor texted me and said, I have a donut for you. And then he came through my door and I said, oh, by the way, how about looking at my hot water heater? So in the time it took to go over the program today, the hot water heater was fixed. And my donut I had with coffee before prayer. But I had set a treatment when I was in the basement saying, okay, this too is good. So,
Pray for jelly and hot water.
yeah.
Donuts and hot water. That's beautiful. So prayer works no matter what your prayer need, because it's all one, it's all the same, it's all God expressing. If you don't know what this thing called practical prayer or spiritual mind treatment is, you can hook up with a practitioner. Find us on the website, and happy to work with folks. And if you got a kazoo ready, let's herald in the announcements.
Good morning.
Again.
This divine information is on the website at newthoughtphilly.org. Sign up there for a weekly e-newsletter so we can keep in touch. We host a dozen 15-minute meditations every week. Drop by for some quick inspiration on Zoom. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings this week are also on Insight Timer. The Practical Prayer podcast this week is Expansion with Carol and Reverend Bill. Listen where you get podcasts. Join in for the live recording session Monday at 1 p.m. on New Thought Media Network. We'll be running short form classes and workshops this summer, including a practical prayer class and EFT tapping workshop. Details are coming soon. Join the group for New Thought Philly at the No Kings March and Rally in Philadelphia at noon on Saturday, June 14th. Contact Reverend Bill to take part. There will be another You Are Not Alone listening session to help us deal with challenging times, Sunday, June 15th at 7 p.m. on Zoom. Sandy leads the Power of Eight Intention Circle every Monday evening from 6:30 to 7 to help bring new experiences into the lives of the group members. Have you tried a God Call subscription? You can get a half minute of inspiration on your phone 4 times every week. Begin your free 2-week trial at godcall.org. There are now more than 2,250 spiritual adventurers in our group on meetup.com. Join or drop by a daily meditation to see what they know, and follow, subscribe, like, and share on Instagram, Facebook, Insight Timer, and YouTube. We are grateful for your financial support. Please support New Thought Philly with a tax-deductible donation by Zelle, Cash App, check, PayPal, Venmo, credit, or debit card. Thank you to the team that makes these celebrations work. We get together ahead of time to get things in order and have some fun. Email the volunteer coordinator to join the joy. Next Sunday is Hybrid at Falzer with the Pivot. Reverend Bill helps us learn to invite transformation into our lives as we turn from what's been and open to something better. Live original music by the delightful Dina Marchiony and friends. The practitioners are available for professional sessions by appointment. After the celebration, Breen is available for a quick transformational miracle in a minute prayer. Stick around in the Zoom meeting after the celebration for casual conversation. That it?
Yep, that was me looking for my unmute button. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And this is the time when we're meeting in person next week, we have a special gift and a blessing for our second-time visitors. And for our first-time visitors, we always have a blessing. and an invitation to get onto the email list so that we can keep in touch with you. I know that Pranjal is here for the first time today. I think, Sarb, you were here one Sunday previously, but I'm not positive. So in any case, if you are here for the first time, please accept this blessing. And the rest of us are going to rub our hands together and feel the warmth, feel the love, and send that right out because you are the bright light of God's love. Thank you, thank you, thank you for shining that light and sharing that love with us today. And welcome. So Benjamin's going to do another song for us. And while he does, if you want to go ahead and turn on your camera so we can make eye contact with the people who we are in community with, you can do that by going into gallery view and just looking around the group, or you can swipe from picture to picture on a device or whatever works for you. There's Francis now. Hi, at Michelle's house, and let's just be in greeting mode.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light you see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. Oh, darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, don't you stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Yeah, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. If the sky that we look upon should tremble and fall, and the mountains should crumble to the sea, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. Oh, darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. And darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand, yeah, stand by me. Please stand by me. Stand by me. Whenever you're in trouble, won't you stand by me? Oh, now stand by me. Well, stand by me. 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 stand by me, stand by me, stand by me, yeah, stand by me, stand by me, stand by me, stand by me, oh, stand by me, stand by me, stand by me, stand by me, yeah, stand by me.
Thank you. That was Benjamin, accompanied by Benjamin, Benjamin, and Benjamin. That was awesome.
Beat Benjamin.
Wonderful. A whole bunch of Benjamins there. Thank you so much for that. We light the flames of faith every week, and this time Jane is going to lead us in that ritual.
We perform this ceremony to acknowledge that all people and all faiths come from the one power, love, intelligence, which we call spirit or God. We honor the richness that comes from our shared diversity and bless the interwoven energy of the divine feminine and masculine. We light the first candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the second candle for the earth-based traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the third candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. As we light the healing candle, please put silently into the light the names of anyone you wish to have experienced the healing flame of God's eternal love.
Blessed be. Thank you, Jane. So the reading today comes from New Thoughts for Today, the Anton Anthology book, and the reading is going to be shared by Scopy.
Good morning, New Thought Philadelphia. The reading today is titled I Believe by Reverend Denny Miller Ralston, and it begins with the Bible quote, "Believe in the light so that you may become children of light." And that's John 12, verse 13. Nothing is wasted. As for all life goes, the beauty of the ecosystems, that confirms the belief that everything works together for the whole. Death gives all creatures a point at which his earthly existence is finished. This mystery is what lies beyond death. We hear the stories of near-death experiences, and yet it seems the mystery of the beyond will always abound and intrigue humans. What do we do? How do we survive the loss of those we love? Is he here now? Is she in the room with me now? Sometimes the presence is felt right here, right now. I believe, without a doubt, that my loved ones are always with me, supporting me in ways I do not know. How can I say that? I believe in love, and I believe in faith. My faith is knowing that the all-encompassing love of spirit is my birthright to live my best life with souls here on earth and beyond who love me, only seeing my wholeness and my best. The all good, the all love of spirit must outlast the bonds of earth. My faith fills me with the belief that for those who have gone ahead, the realm of existence is all love beyond the capacity to understand. And I believe that. And it ends with a quote: as I face the unknown, I believe in all love.
How many roads must a man walk down before you can call him a man? How many seas must a white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand? And how many times must the cannibals fly before they are forever banned? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. Yes, and how many years must a mountain exist before it is washed by the sea? And how many years can some people exist before they're allowed to be free? And how many times can a man turn his head and pretend that he just doesn't see? Oh no, the answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. Yes, and how many times must a man look up before he can really see the sky? And how many ears must one person have before he can hear people cry? Oh, and how many deaths will it take till he knows that too many people have died? Well, the answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
Ooh. Thank you, Benjamin. Thank you. That was awesome. That was wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much. The title of the talk today is Finding God. And that seems like an interesting topic because of the perspective that we have in New Thought, which is that God is all there is. I'm actually going to read the description of the talk because that's the springboard that I'm starting from. So, the basic premise of the New Thought teaching is that God is all there is, that everything is the divine presence taking particular form. So, today we reconcile that core truth with the experience many of us have of searching for God. And I don't know if you have spent any time searching for God or wondering where God is. Um, we just recorded and published episode number 200 of the Practical Prayer Podcast. And Carol and I talk about all of the differences between traditional religion and New Thought. And to me, it comes down to two key ideas that are different. Number one is how could God let this happen? Because a lot of people who are involved in traditional religions say, how could God let this happen? And the other one is that when somebody does a prayer and the prayer is not answered, or they do not get the result of the prayer that they're looking for, the observation is God doesn't want me to have it. And in New Thought, we think a little differently about that. We know that God, that divine power and presence, is a law. God always says yes. That infinite creative law is always saying yes. It is creating according to consciousness. So the life we live is the life that we create. And what that says about God is that God is unconditional love. Well, say that, and of course, everybody agrees that God is unconditional love. But follow that through, and it shows you how you address those other two key issues about how would God let this happen, and why doesn't God want me to have it? When you love someone regardless of what they're doing and the way that they're behaving and the attitudes that they have and the actions they take and the language they use and the way they treat other people. When you love somebody, it's okay with you. Whatever it is that they do, you love them the same amount. It's really, really tough for us to do that as humans. It is possible for the most delightful person to fall off the pedestal and have us finally say, I can't take any more of this abuse. So I'm out of here. And the love that I've felt, the love that I've expressed, it has faltered. And that's conditional love. Unconditional love is where it doesn't matter. God always loves you. God is love unfolding. So everything is God's love. And that includes when things are going beautifully and joyously and delightfully during the good times. And it also applies during the bad times. We're going to spend some time talking about good and bad. In fact, there are some things that I think of as good. There are some things that I think of as bad. There are probably some similar things that you think of as good or bad, and we can also come up with our lists. So what I would love you to do is put into the chat two or three things that you think of as good and two or three things that you think of as bad, and we will dive into that a little bit later in the talk. The brusque way to put it is that God doesn't care what we do. We do something that is wonderful and uplifting and joyous and helpful for all of humanity, and God loves us. And we do something deceitful and wretched and dishonest, the worst of the worst of the list of the bad stuff, and God still loves us. That's unconditional love. That's what happens in our relationship with the infinite. So when it comes to the life that we're living and the life that we're creating, it's all done according to belief. We are setting a conscious intention. Sometimes it's a subconscious intention. So we're setting an intention that we don't know that we're setting. And that's what's creating the life that we're living. And that's the big stumbling block that a lot of people come to with this New Thought teaching. Because when I'm able to create wonderful parking spaces and opportunities for prosperity and loving relationships and people calling out of the blue and life is a picnic and it's a happy day and it's a happy time, that's great. And I get to take some credit for that because I've learned this prayer process and I can bring something new into my experience. But what happens when it starts to go sideways? What happens when it's something about illness or a tragedy or a real challenge or financial reversal? What we hear people say? You mean it's my fault? You're saying it's my fault, the life that I'm having? I'm to blame? Well, I wouldn't use those words. But if we are creating the life that we are living through our beliefs and we're not liking the life that we're living, the way to change it is not to change something going on in our life. The way to change it is to change our beliefs, to change it in consciousness, to realign ourselves with the good that we're seeking. And by the way, trying to take credit for it is just an invitation to have to take blame for something that we don't like later on. The way that I prefer to think of it is authority, which is kind of like credit, and accountability, which is kind of like blame. We are able to create any experience that we want to have in life. We are creative entities in this active universe, and we're creating all the time. And the life that we're living is the accountability that we have for what we're creating. If we don't like what's going on in our life, we have to author something different. We get to put a new idea, a new consciousness, a new thought, a new intention into our lives, and then get to experience the difference there. That gets all kind of head-based and stuff, and I completely understand that. By the way, some of the bad stuff, selfishness, rudeness. Good stuff is kindness and respectfulness. Good is springtime, summer vacation, loving relationships. Bad is stress, dishonesty, violence. Yeah, yeah, there we go. So I'm going to tell a parable. I was going to tell a story, but then I realized that when Jesus told stories, he called them parables, and they sound 10% more spiritual, so I'm going to tell a parable. And the parable is about driving to a friend's house. So it's pretty easy. I say, okay, you're going to go drive to a friend's house. So what do? You get in the car, you start the car, you drive, you park, and you get out. Pretty easy. Pretty simple. You know, there are a bunch of assumptions in there. There are a bunch of assumptions that we get to skip right over. The first assumption is that you have a car or you have permission to use a car. Because if you try and drive to a friend's house in somebody else's car, that can be more trouble than you think it's going to be worth. So we have to have a car and we have to, or permission to use a car. We have to have a key. If you were to go get into your next door neighbor's car and drive it over to your friend's house, it might work. They might be annoyed. There might be trouble with your neighbor. If you take the key to your car and you try and get into your neighbor's car, it's not going to work. And then you can say, why doesn't God want me to have this? Ah, we're not using the right key. We're not getting into the car that's appropriate for this particular situation. It's not about whether God wants us to get to our friend's house or not. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with us interacting with the world, with the universe, with the rest of this creative endeavor in a way that's going to bring us to the experience that we want to have. Once you get in the car and you get the key in the ignition and you start the car, do you know how to drive? Big assumption that you know how to drive, that you're going to just sit in the car, it's going to magically get you to your friend's house. No, there is some more accountability there. You're able to create that experience of getting to your friend's house, but you are accountable for knowing how to drive. And by the way, you're also accountable for knowing how to navigate. Do you know how to get to your friend's house? Because I have seen people drive around in circles forever and ever and ever, not being able to figure out where the heck they are. So navigation is a skill that's really important in getting to our desired destination, but it's so easy for us to skip over that. And if we're driving around in circles, trying to find our friend's house, how could God let this happen? How could God let this happen? God obviously doesn't want me to have this wonderful visit with my friend. And we get to take our accountability, our participation in creating the experience we have, and put it on God. And why would anybody want to do that? Well, if you do that, then you don't have to be accountable. If stuff goes the way that you want it to, it's because God wanted you to have it. And if stuff doesn't, it's because God didn't want you to have it. And if there's something going on in your belief system, something going on in your consciousness that has you insisting on using the wrong key to get into the car, that takes your authority to be able to find the right key and get into the car and go on the rest of the trip out of your hands. And if we manage to get into our neighbor's car and take it, and we're actually guilty of grand theft auto, maybe there's some different accountability that's going on there. Or maybe we just scored ourselves a $45,000 car. Don't know. We don't know. Do you know how to park? If there's a parallel parking space in front of your friend's house, do you know how to get the car into that? Or are you going to cause some damage as you're trying to do that? How could God let this happen? Have an experience. We have a neighbor across the street. Our driveways are almost lined up, but not quite. And I found this probably 6 or 7 years ago at this point. I had been leaving my car parked on the street in front of my house, and the back left quarter panel was damaged. The tail light was broken out and something was going on. I had no idea why. So I contacted the insurance company and I went and I got the repairs done. I paid the deductible myself. And I didn't know where it had happened. And then I was sitting working from home in my office, and my car was parked in the same spot. And the neighbor across the street backed her car out and was very carefully, hesitantly trying to make it around the corner. We live on a cul-de-sac, so they always drive out in that direction. And rather than back into my driveway, which is almost directly across from hers, or go so she's pointing down the other way and has to turn around, she was trying to get the front of the car pointed out of the dead end street. And she backed into my car and did exactly the same damage again. Only this time I knew what had happened. So I contacted her and got the car repaired again and learned, don't park my car there. How could God let this happen? How could God let this happen? I was just minding my own business, parking my car at the end of in front of my house, and just got damaged twice out of nowhere. How could God let this happen? Well, that's the situation that we're in. And oh, by the way, Dina's car was parked in the same spot, and she backed into Dina's car too. So we're 3 for 2 in cars in our house. And then we learned something. Don't park the car there because she might come backing out of her driveway. We've had conversations with her, but sometimes she gets flustered and she just tries to do it again. I said, back into my driveway. You're welcome to do that anytime you want, and you can make the turn and go out the street. And there's somebody else who lives a block or two over who sometimes likes to stash her car on our street because there's not enough room on her street. So it's more convenient to her. And it's like, well, you're not really part of the neighborhood, but I understand what you're doing. So there's a little bit of like we're crowding up our street and stuff. And once she left her car parked in exactly that spot and was rewarded with a crease along the side of her car. Same process again. How could God let this happen? This is just a thing. This is somebody who knows how to drive the way that she knows how to drive, and people who know how to park the way that we know how to park. And we are not being punished. We are simply living and experiencing our lives. God doesn't care. Back the cars into each other, get a new taillight, fine. Support the auto body shop again and again and again, fine. Or do something different. God doesn't want me to have this. God doesn't care whether you have this. Do you want you to have this? Do you believe that you deserve to have this? If you do, then the good is available to you. Louise Hay, in the work that she did with healing people, said that uniformly, the one thing everybody has in common is that they don't believe that they deserve their good. That's what we all got going on. We don't believe that we deserve our good. So maybe that's the thing that we want to be focused on. Instead of saying, God doesn't want me to have this, or how could God let this happen? It's like, I am participating in this creative endeavor, and I deserve all the good. I deserve all of what I describe as good. So we started talking about what's good and bad. And I came up with my own list. So good, puppies. Puppies are good. Loving encounters are good. Relaxation is good. That was what was on my list. And just because I've been involved a lot with artificial intelligence lately, I asked ChatGPT to list 10 things that are good. And ChatGPT has access to all of the knowledge of humanity and can come up with the most common answers to that. Now, I don't think that ChatGPT's answers are necessarily the right ones or the best ones, but they give us some insight. And here they are. I'm just going to lift them and I'm not going to give the explanation of why. Kindness, clean water, laughter, education, friendship, nature, music. Congratulations, Benjamin. Honesty, generosity, and love. It's almost like a countdown as far as I'm concerned. I also have access to the Emma Curtis Hopkins library. Basically, somebody compiled it into an AI engine. So I said, what does Emma Curtis Hopkins say is good? And she says to believe in goodness is to believe in badness. The terribly good will wonder why the terribly bad have the goods of the world. The terribly good is in ignorance that the terribly bad do not believe in their own badness as intolerably as the good believes in it. Good is the light within us, symbolized by the sun, but more profound as the principle of righteousness. Good contains no mixture of evil or failure and is pure life, substance, and intelligence. Good, she says, is satisfaction, health, judgment, and prosperity. Judgment, interesting. Dig into what she means by that. The word good has a revealing power greater than God and is the starting point for spiritual understanding. And then she gets flowery. Our good governs us and is the divine elixir that breathes through the universe. It is as easy for us to have that as to have anything else. My list of bad stuff started with Nazis and then went through starvation, cruelty, and failure. And ChatGPT said violence, lying, pollution, greed, hatred, corruption, poverty, discrimination, addiction, and neglect. And what's God's opinion about those things? That they're things. There is no value judgment on those things. It is possible for us to have an experience on one column or the other column. And God is perfectly okay supporting us, whatever it is that we choose. And we get to choose for ourselves. And since this is an infinitely creative universe, if I have the consciousness of what I describe and consider as good, that's what I'm going to be attracting into my experience. That's the difference between good and bad. It's the difference between preferable and undesirable. And when we focus on the preferable, we put an emphasis on that. We attract that more into our lives. That's the reason that we want to focus on the good, on the God, on the creative, on the potential, on the possibility. When we are finding God, God is not that law that's always saying yes. God is that infinite love that is sharing itself to bring more and more and more richness into life. So instead of swiping somebody else's car and smashing it into somebody else's car while you're trying to park because you don't know how, do the part that's yours to do. Take the steps that are yours to invite more and more and more of what you define and explain and express as good into your life. Because you know what? You deserve it. Regardless of what Louise Hay says, we all believe you deserve it. You deserve all of the good. So open to it, invite it, allow it, and then report back on the good that's unfolding in your life. So it is.
This is a Brazilian song from Gilberto Gil that is called Se Eu Quiser Falar com Deus, If I Want to Speak to God. And I wanted to bring it here, although it's in Portuguese, but I got some translations here for you on the right side, because it's his point of view, a non-traditional point of view of speaking with God. I don't know if it relates exactly to what New Thought, what you see here in New Thought, but it's really interesting, and it's from a very sensitive and brilliant artist. Se eu quiser falar com Deus, tenho que ficar a sós. Tenho que apagar a luz. Tenho que calar a voz. Tenho que encontrar a paz. Tenho que folgar os nós dos sapatos, da gravata, dos desejos, dos receios. Tenho que esquecer a data. Tenho que perder a conta. Tenho que ter mãos vazias, ter a alma e o corpo nus. Se eu quiser falar com Deus, tenho que aceitar a dor. Accept the pain. Tenho que comer o pão. Que o diabo amassou. Tenho que virar um cão. Tenho que lamber o chão dos palácios, dos castelos suntuosos do meu sonho. Tenho que ficar tristonho. Tenho que me achar medonho. E apesar de um mau tamanho, alegrar meu coração. Se eu quiser falar com Deus, tenho que me aventurar. Tenho que subir aos céus. Sem cordas pra segurar. Tenho que dizer adeus. para as costas caminhar, decidido pela estrada que ao fim dá vai dar em nada, 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 nada do que eu pensava encontrar.
Thank you, Benjamin. Yo quise hablar con Dios.
Exactamente.
Oh, that was great. Thank you. It take us straight in to our meditation. That talk that Rev did just now. We're also going to explore some of it a little bit, trying to keep it in that unity of love and life. I invite you to settle in, get comfortable where you at, here and now. You sit, lay, relax. That's the main thing. You want to relax your body, stretch your arms slightly, let them rest in your lap or right there in the sofa in the bed. Close your eyes, bring them to a soft close. Take a deep breath in through your nose, fill your lungs. Take a little bit more. Hold it right there. And when you're ready, let it go. Keep breathing at your own pace, knowing that in that feel of right or wrong, like Ruby said, I'll meet you in the middle. Yes. How can God let that go? About prayer. How can He answer some prayers or some and not others? Can He respond to some and not others? Is that others are responding to God more than others? Because God responds by corresponding. Yes. Just talk to God daily, constantly. That's prayer. See, we feel when we pray for something. How is it when we have it? How make us feel? With the ingredients, imagination, and prayer. Believing in prayer. Knowing. A lot of people want to see to believe. We believe to see. We always use faith as the main ingredient in prayer. Prayer and faith. Faith elevates our prayer to that place of conviction, acceptance. We always choose. But it's our choice in this beautiful morning to contemplate of the goodness of God. That is the will of God for us at this very moment. Something beautiful, joyous, thrillingly interesting, far beyond that anything that we could sit down and wish for with our conscious mind, far beyond. Eyes haven't seen, ears haven't heard, for they come into the heart of man, so that good, the abundance, the health, the wealth, the love that the Lord has prepared for each one here. As we go into the silence together, keep your heart flexible, open to the flow, to the calmness, to the easiness, to the power that is within each one of us.
Power that is in each of us is that infinite creative power of the universe. God, the Great Spirit, the divine, that thing itself. That power that created every star, every galaxy, every planet. That power that continues to expand the entire universe is fully active in each one of us. We are all brilliant, beautiful expressions of that power here and now. All the good that is the desire of our heart is that infinite expressing itself. So we move our bloated nothingness out of the way and allow God to express through us as us. Allow the universe to express into the world as that desire within us. All that good that we desire for ourselves and others is the infinite expressing through each of us as only we can bring that into the world. Our own uniqueness is that filter, is that prism for that light to shine in unique and marvelous ways. And I'm so very grateful for it. Grateful for all this good, all these ideas here now that each one of us have to bring forth that new expression of the infinite into the world. God is good all the time. So I let that be. I allow, move myself out of the way and let spirit express here and now. So I release this word into the the law of mind, the law of spirit, the law itself that says yes. And so it is. I invite you to take a nice, deep, full breath, breathing in. Bring some gentle motion to your body. Maybe roll your shoulders, wiggle your toes. Gently allow the light to come to your eyes as you open them and bring your awareness back to the celebration. And Benjamin's going to sing us another song. A little bit fast. Yeah. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, yeah, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. Running free, yeah, you know how I feel. Blossom on the tree, baby, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day,
It's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. Dragon fighter in the sun, baby. You know what I mean, don't you know? Butterflies are having fun. You know what I mean. Sleep in peace one day it's done. Yeah, that's what I mean. And this old world, it's a new world, and a bold world for me. Yeah, yeah. Oh, baby. Stars when you shine, you know how I feel. Scent of the pine, you know how I feel. Oh, freedom is mine, and I know how I feel. It's a new thought, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. It's a new thought, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good.
I'm feeling good too. Thank you, Benjamin. That was awesome. That was beautiful. And the prayer and the meditation, spectacular. Thank you, Breen. Thank you, Jesus. Um, I had an experience. Benjamin sang the meditative song, and then Jesus responded to him, and the artificial intelligence said, "You seem to have switched languages. Do we want me to translate?" I said, "No, no, this is we're fine." And it's, new possibilities coming along all the time. So this is the wisdom share. If there is something that has come up for you, something good, something bad, something out of perspective, this is an opportunity to give voice to it. So go ahead and wave your hand, and we'll make some space for that. Scopy?
Okay. I have like three things to say. The first thing is it really felt good for me to hear clean water on that list from Chat GPT, like acknowledging nature in that way. It was, it just felt good because sometimes we don't know if that's going to happen. Um, and the next thing is earlier you had said we're all responsible for our own emotions. How I know that's true for me. However, Benjamin makes me feel good. That's what I'm saying.
Amen. And you're feeling good. Yeah.
And the third thing is I have a new kazoo, and I want you all to pray for me for my quick draw kazoo because I couldn't get the mute button in time enough to be there with the kazoo. So next time I will.
Well, I tell you what, before Michelle does the offering, we'll play the kazoos one more time. So the rest of the kazoo orchestra, get ready. So thank you for that, Scopy.
All right.
Anybody else? Nia.
I'll go. A lot came up for me, but I was just talking to someone because we just had like a lot of rainy days and how we will often say, we had a lot of, they say we had a lot of bad days, not just, like rainy days. So, I asked the question, well, if we had a lot of sunny days, would that be good? And they said yes. So I'm just like, and then eventually we might have a drought, and then we're saying like, it's a bad thing going on. So I'm like, it's like a balance. We pretty much place certain emotions or certain things in good or bad, like categories. And I just was saying it's pretty much a balance. If we have too much rain, something can go awry. We have too much sun, it's the same. So we place that there. And then also just talking about, emotions with anger. She was saying anger was a bad thing and love was a good thing. And I'm like, she has a child. You can love your child so much that anybody try to hurt that child, you'll become angry. So I said it's just emotions that we share. We put again a label on there. But really quick too, I was also bitten by a dog a few weeks ago. Really bad bite. Yeah, and then I was being interrogated. Like people were asking me a lot of questions because somehow it seemed like they wanted to find a way like it was kind of my fault. And then also like, the dog fault or why did this happen? And someone even said, you're a good person, that shouldn't have happened to you. Or and someone else said something like, you gotta get covered in the blood of Jesus. And I'm like, it was just, it was a dog bite. Like it hurt. It was pretty bad, but I was like, I'm fine. And they were telling me what should have happened. They should have put the dog down. Somebody should have shot the dog, types of things. And I'm just like, I still love animals. Still not afraid. It was an aggressive dog. I knew that. So partially, I should have known. Now I know. I won't try to feed this particular dog or go near this dog food. And that's just that. It's just that simple. Things just it just happened. Because they all say, you're handling it pretty well. And I'm like, I don't know any other way to handle it. I have insurance. It's healing. Could have been worse. And I just got bit by a dog. That's it. That's all. Nothing else. So that came up for me about the dog.
Yeah. And what a great attitude to have about that. How could God let this happen? Like, I wanted to walk down the street and I prayed to be safe and God let me down. God didn't want me to be safe. It's like, that's nonsense. It was a dog. The dog bit. That's one of the things that they do. They're loving and cuddable, and cuddly. Puppies made it onto my good list. So, good news, bad news. Who can tell? Thank you, Nia. Thank you. All right, let's do the kazoo thing. Scobie, unmute. We're going to play the kazoo for Michelle to lead us in the offering. Ready?
It's a symphony.
Yes. Okay. All right. New Thought Philadelphia is all about spreading the love. Our community is supported by your contributions. The gift you share helps fund our work at the world, and the way you shine your light spreads the love. We are grateful for every way you share. We don't have a basket today, but there is a donate button on the website to make a donation by Zelle, credit card, PayPal, Cash.app, or Venmo. You can also mail a check to our office in Ardmore. The offering affirmation is on the screen. Unmute and we'll say the affirmation together. I live
in an abundant universe.
I am one
with the infinite source of all good.
I
I
am
am
a
a center of conscious prosperity.
I
I
enjoy
enjoy
the
the richness of life.
I bless my
Bless
gift.
my gift.
I share my gift
Share my
Out
gift
of
with
joy.
joy.
know
I know
That as I give, I do receive. So it is. So it is.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, everybody. And thank you, Benjamin. And actually, Benjamin, one more for us, if you would.
Sure. be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. Three little birds pitch by my doorstep, saying sweet songs, melodies pure and true, saying this is my message to you. Say don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, well, I smile with the rising sun, and three little birds pitch by my doorstep, hey, saying sweet songs, oh, of melodies pure and true, saying this is my message to you, baby, sing it, don't worry, yeah, about a thing, all together, hey, because now every little thing gonna be alright, yeah, say it, don't worry about a thing, because every little thing, yeah, gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright.
Beautiful, Benjamin. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for making this a wonderful way to kick off the month of June. Again, a reminder, where it falls are next week with Dina singing. So everybody's like takes a turn doing video, then takes a turn doing the singing, and then we'll just do a round robin. Thank you. Thank you. Let's close with another cacophony. Go ahead and unmute, and you can repeat after me a little shout out. I am love.
I
I
am
am
love.
love.
I am light.
I
I
am
am
light.
I invite the love,
I
I
invite the
invite the
love,
love.
The love.
and everything is going to be all right.
and
Everything is
Everything
gonna
Everything
be
is
all
gonna
right.
be all right.
And so it is.
so it
So
is.
So it is.
Woohoo!
Thank you,
Woohoo!
Thank you,
guys.
everyone.
That
Today
was
was
fun.
wonderful.
Thank you, Ola.
Good times.
Thank you, everyone. Take care.
Thank you. Have a great
Bye.
day. Yeah.
Benjamin, so enjoyed the Latin, the bossa nova-ish rhythms. Thank you.
Yeah. And then he goes and opens up the window next to him, and there's jungle.
Yeah, it's like
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank
You
you,
too.
sir.
Thanks, sir.
Dana,
All right,
thank you.
everyone have a good one.
Good work on the tech, Dana. Thank you.
bye-bye. Amazing week, y'all.
You too. Be well.
Goodbye, Jackie.
Bye, Jack.
Jackie.
Rue. And Coco, too. She's like, don't forget me. You
Oh,
forget me.
who could forget Coco?
All right, kids.
Great music, Benjamin. I just love it.
Yes.
Thank you, Jane. Thank you so much.
Oh, my God.
Brianna, I owe you a
Gosh, it was so
tile
good.
saw.
The last one, it's on the list because Breen told me about your three little birds. So
Yeah.
I love that meaning for that
Yeah.
song. So I said,
Well, let me see if I can show you. Hold on a minute.
It's so funny. We were going to play that
Wait a
next.
minute.
Now we got to do a different
There's my
song.
three little birds.
oh,
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
beautiful.
That's adorable.
But Dina, I want to listen to your version.
Yeah, they don't like it when you play two songs the same. But I'll sing it for you. I'll record it and
There's no
we'll
they.
send it along.
There's well,
Okay.
there's Dave, but
Oh, yeah.
he's
All
still
right.
running things.
Here we go. Love you guys.
Have a
Great
great afternoon.
job.
Have a
Thank
great
you all.
week.
Good seeing you, Lynn.
Great week, everybody.
Take
You
care.
too.
For having me.